My book is called Life as We Knew It. It's by Susan Pfeffer. In my book, it talks about an ordinary family living a normal American life when the world has changed forever. It starts out with an asteroid hitting the Earth. Let's say this is the asteroid and this is the moon. And it hits it and knocks it off its orbit and brings it really close to the Earth to where it's really big. This causes all kinds of disasters. Shops close down and food shortages, even some electrical problems. And then the basic just heat and water. Miranda, which is the main character's name, helps her family to survive but has struggles along the way. My story begins with Miranda's life. She's 16, goes to high school, and she mainly just thinks about friends and boys, just like every other girl does. The story is told in the form of her diary, so you can see all of her thoughts and feelings. Everyone at her school is so excited about the asteroid hitting the moon, but when it actually happens, it isn't that exciting at all. Instead, the asteroid knocks the moon closer to the Earth, like I said, making it huge. This causes tsunamis and earthquakes and blizzards and just all kinds of disasters. Miranda's mother, being a normal mother, starts to worry and takes Miranda and her little brother Johnny out of school. They go to the grocery store and start shopping. They fill up their carts until their carts are full, so they go to the car and they go back in and fill it up even more. They buy canned food, dry food, vegetables, water, and anything that they can find, like medicines. Miranda thinks her mom's a little bit crazy for going all out on this shopping trip, but later she's going to be thankful for it. A couple weeks later, Miranda's older brother, Matt, comes home from college. Soon shops everywhere begin to close, and school's out for the summer. Johnny has baseball camp, and that's still on. He'll be able to be fed a lot, especially if he works on a farm nearby. She starts a relationship with a boy named Dan, who goes to Miller Pond to swim just like her. But it does not last long because Dan decides to move away. Miranda's friend, Sammy, also leaves, and her friend Megan dies. Wonderful friends, right? Johnny gets out of camp. Their dad goes and picks up Johnny from camp and comes back to Miranda's house to visit. Then he has to take this long road trip to Colorado with his wife, Lisa, who's pregnant. Their dad helps him chop wood and gives them food for the winter, then leaves. More problems begin to happen, such as the big gray cloud blocking the sun. This is caused by volcanoes. This means that they can't grow food and it'll get very cold very soon. Miranda begins to realize that it's not safe in town anymore, so she quits high school because her high school is in town. So she brings home books for her and Johnny to homeschool with. When all the gas runs out for heating, they start to use oil for their furnace, and then they shut up the upstairs. That means they have to bring all the mattresses so everybody sleeps downstairs in the kitchen. Miranda's mother is pretty clumsy, so she hurts her ankle and is forced to stay in the sunroom where the wood stove. When it snows, they have to get on top of the roof so they can clear all the snow off the top of the roof so it doesn't cave in on them. Matt finds skis in the attic when he goes up one day, and they all learn to ski, just in case of emergency. Miranda's neighbor, Mrs. Nesbitt, eventually dies because she's getting old. But before, she told Miranda that if she does die, she wants them to go in the house and get any of the food or supplies or running water or anything that they need to survive, because the houses normally get ransacked, so she wants her to be the first one so she can get all the supplies that she can get. When the water runs out, they turn off the oil furnace and they all move into the sunroom. They have to cut down on a lot of food because they're running out, but they're managing to stay happy. They even manage to celebrate Christmas. But near the beginning of the new year, the family gets sick with the flu. It's very deadly right now because there's hardly any medicines. Miranda's the only one that does not get sick. And the person that Miranda's mother was friends with, he died, but he was a doctor, so he could have saved him. But Miranda went in town to go try to find him at the hospital, and they said that he died of the flu. So then again, very deadly. Miranda nurses her family back to health, and they are soon alive and happy again. But one night, when she puts the wood into the wood stove, it backfires and fills the sunroom with all kinds of smoke. Miranda has to do a lot of work that women shouldn't have to do. They're recovering, but food is still running really short. Eventually, Miranda decides to sacrifice herself. she goes into town and tells her brothers that she won't be back because she doesn't want to see her mom, and she doesn't want her mom to see her when she's dead. She sees that men are in the town hall, and she is really excited because she didn't know there was anybody else still alive in her town, because everybody's moved to Texas, away from the coastlines. And the men say that they could take home a bag of food for all 4 of them. So they get all kinds of wonderful treats in the bags, like shampoo and food and water and just all kinds of supplies that they get refilled with. The world will never be the same again. But Miranda's just glad that they've got each other. And that's the end of my presentation.